Hello friends, I am Dr. Deepak Garg. I am an orthopedic surgeon and today we will discuss about gait cycle analysis with specifically talking about muscle activity during the gait cycle. Let's first understand the two terminology. One is concentric muscle contraction and another is eccentric muscle contraction. So when let's say for an example elbow is flexing from 0 to 90 degree, so during the flexion length of the muscle is decreasing. So if the length of the muscle is decreasing during the muscle contraction, it is called concentric muscle contraction. And in a similar example, when the elbow is extending from 90 degree to 0 degree, so the length of muscle is increasing but the fibers of the muscle are in tension so as to allow a controlled extension of the elbow. So this type of contraction is called eccentric contraction. So let's now start with the gait cycle. So this muscle called erector spinae muscle will always be in a state of contraction to keep the trunk in a straight position during the gait cycle. Similarly, this is a muscle called gluteus medius muscle. This will be in state of activity when the other opposite side is in swing phase. Why? Because this muscle will stabilize the pelvis. When the leg is in swing phase, the pelvis will tend to fall with the gravity, but the opposite side gluteus medius muscle will stabilize the pelvis. So it will be in a state of activity during swing phase of another leg. So the gait cycle has two phases: stance phase when the foot is in touch with the ground and swing phase when the foot is in the air. So the stance phase is further divided into heel strike, flat foot, mid stance, heel off and toe off, and similarly swing phase is further divided into acceleration phase, mid swing phase and deceleration phase. So we will draw these lines and we will try to understand the muscle activity at hip, knee and ankle level during the gait cycle. So we will specifically talk about which muscles are in concentric contraction denoted by C, which muscles are in eccentric contraction denoted by E. So we will talk one by one. We will start from the hip and then we will come to knee and then we will come to ankle. So let's start with the hip. If we see from in the stance phase, from the heel strike, flat foot and mid stance, we see that at the hip level the hip is in flexion state and then it is gradually coming into the extension state. So now if we talk about the first phase, heel strike, we have to see that the phase before the heel strike was a swing phase and the hip was in a state of flexion. So now from flexion it is coming into the extension. So the extensor muscles will be active, and because this is a controlled extension of the hip, so it will be an eccentric contraction of the hip extensors. So in the heel strike, gluteus maximus and adductor magnus will contract eccentrically. Now the hip will further go into the extension and there will be a concentric contraction of the gluteus maximus and adductor magnus, so that in the flat foot phase the hip will go into further flexion and the muscle length is shortening. Now the similar activity will happen and the hip will further go into extension and we will go forward with these muscle activity and with the momentum, and in the mid stance phase similarly gluteus maximus and adductor magnus will be in a state of concentric contraction. Now in the push off or in the heel and toe off phases, we have to see that now the swing phase will start after this phase. So because now the swing phase will start, so now hip will start going from extension into flexion. So the flexors will now come into action and now there will be a controlled flexion of the hip and the muscle will prepare. So this will be an eccentric contraction of the hip flexors and it will be an eccentric contraction of iliopsoas, adductor longus and gracilis muscle during the heel off and toe off phases. Now the swing phase will start. During the first phase, swing phase, acceleration phase, the hip will further go into flexion. So the length of the muscle will decrease and it will be a concentric contraction of the muscle. So the iliopsoas, sartorius and gracilis will contract concentrically. Now we will further move with the momentum and with the activity of this muscle, concentric contraction of iliopsoas, sartorius and gracilis muscle. Now after this deceleration phase will start and in this phase we will prepare for further stance phase, that is the first phase, that is heel strike. So now the hip will again start going from flexion into extension and the extensor muscle will start preparing themselves. So again there will be an eccentric contraction of gluteus maximus and adductor magnus muscle. So this was about the activity of the hip. Now we will start with the activity of at knee level. So again talking about the knee in the heel strike phase, the phase before was a swing phase, the knee muscles were in a state of flexion and now we can see from heel strike to flat foot to mid stance phase, the knee is going from slight flexion into the extension. So because now the knee is in a flexed state, so the quadriceps will be active, and now so there will be a eccentric contraction of the quadriceps and the popliteus muscle. Now these muscles will contract eccentrically, and now further going to the flat foot phase, now there is a slight flexion. So the knee muscles are going into from the slight flexion into the extension. So to cause the extension, the quadriceps length muscle will be decreasing. So the muscle will be in a state of concentric contraction. So there will be a concentric contraction of the quadriceps muscle and the psoas muscle. At the same time, there will be eccentric contraction of the gastroc muscle at the knee level, because the gastroc muscle will control the hyperextension at the knee. That means the excessive excessive extension at the knee. So to control the excessive extension, the gastroc muscle will have eccentric contraction. Now going to the mid stance phase from the flat foot phase, again we will move with the momentum, and we can see that the same activity will happen, and we are going with the concentric contraction of the quadriceps and the popliteus muscle. And in the heel off and toe off phases, we have to see that now there is a slight flexion at the knee, and this flexion is not caused by hamstring muscles, this is caused by the gastroc muscle. So there is a concentric contraction of the gastroc and the popliteus muscle. Now the swing phase start, and in the swing phase there will be a significant flexion at the knee joint. So the flexion is caused by the hamstring muscles, and the length of the quadriceps will be shortening because there is already a small flexion at the knee caused by the gastroc in the heel off and toe off phases. So in the acceleration phase, there will be a concentric contraction of the hamstrings, gracilis and sartorius, and further we will move with the momentum in the mid swing, and the same muscles will be working, gracilis, sartorius and the hamstrings. And in the deacceleration phase, now again we will start preparing for the next heel strike stance phase, and in this phase our muscles, quadriceps and the popliteus, just like heel strike, will be in an eccentric state of contraction. Now let's coming to the ankle. If we talk about the heel strike phase, we can see in the heel strike phase the foot is in a state of dorsiflexion. So the dorsiflexors will be active, and this is a state of controlled dorsiflexion, not full dorsiflexion. And so the dorsiflexors will be in a state of eccentric contraction, and the dorsiflexors include tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus and extensor digitorum longus muscles. Now coming to the flat foot phase, there will be we can see the foot is coming from dorsiflexion into plantar flexion. So when the foot is coming in from dorsiflexion to plantar flexion, so there is a contraction of the plantar flexion muscles, and there will be a shortening of the plantar flexion muscles. So this is a concentric contraction of the plantar flexors. So the tibialis posterior, flexor hallucis longus and flexor digitorum longus muscle will contract concentrically. Now coming to the mid stance phase, if we look at it is in the same state. So along with these muscles, there will be a eccentric contraction of the plantar plexus. So in the heel off and toe off phase, we can see that the muscles are in a plantar flexor state. So when the muscles are in a state of plantar flexors in the heel off and toe off, there will be a full activity of all the plantar flexors at this stage, and all the plantar flexors will be in a state of concentric contraction, including tibialis posteriors, gastroc, flexor hallucis longus, flexor digitorum longus, soleus muscle, peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. So all the muscles which cause plantar flexion will be in a state of active contraction during the heel off and toe off phases. So now the swing phase will start, and in the swing phase we can see that we will have to lift the foot. So there will be dorsiflexion at the ankle. So all the dorsiflexors will be active and will contract concentrically to generate the maximum power and to keep the foot in the air and in a controlled way. So all the dorsiflexors will be in a concentric contraction during the swing phase of gait cycle. So acceleration, mid swing, deacceleration, all the dorsiflexors including tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus will be in a state of concentric contraction. Now if there is a foot drop and there is a weakness of these dorsiflexor muscles, so patient will have a high stepping gait because he will have to flex the knee more so that the foot will not touch the ground. So this was about the muscles acting, the various muscles acting during the gait cycle, and this was about the biomechanics and physiology of the various muscles. So this was about today's videos. So thank you guys, thank you very much. For more such video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.